You have cried in front of your dog. Maybe once, maybe more times than you can count. And every single time, something happened that you probably wrote off as your dog being sweet. They came to you. They pressed their body against yours. They licked your face. They put their head in your lap and stayed there without moving. And you thought, how lovely. My dog is comforting me. But what was actually happening inside your dog's brain in that moment was something so neurologically complex that lovely does not even begin to cover it. Your dog was not just being sweet. They were running one of the most sophisticated emotional detection and response systems in the entire animal kingdom. And it was all aimed directly at you. This video is going to show you exactly what happens inside your dog's brain the moment you cry. Step by step. System by system. And by the time we reach number 5, you will understand something about your dog that will change every difficult moment you ever share with them from this point forward. Stay until the end. Because the last thing we cover is the part that most people find genuinely extraordinary. And it involves something your dog does for you that most humans never do for each other. Let's get into it. 1. Your dog smells your tears before they hit your face. Most people assume their dog responds to crying because they see the tears or hear the sound of sobbing. But the response begins long before any of that. It begins with scent. Human emotional states are not just psychological, they are chemical. When you feel deep sadness or distress, your body undergoes a cascade of hormonal and neurochemical changes. Cortisol levels rise, adrenaline shifts. The chemical composition of your sweat changes in ways that are completely imperceptible to other humans, but instantly readable to a dog with 300 million olfactory receptors, and a brain region dedicated to processing scent that is 40 times larger, proportionally, than the human equivalent. Tears themselves carry a specific chemical signature. A 2021 study published in the journal Science found that human tears contain chemical signals that directly affect the behavior and physiology of those who smell them. The compounds in emotional tears are biologically active. They carry information, and your dog's nose is exquisitely equipped to detect and process that information. What this means is that your dog knows you are about to cry before you fully register it yourself. The hormonal shift that precedes emotional breakdown produces chemical changes in your body that your dog detects in the seconds before the tears come. They are already moving toward you before you have made a sound, before you have changed your expression, because their nose told them something was wrong before any other signal had a chance to. You thought your dog came to you when you cried. In reality, they came to you before you cried. And the difference matters more than most people realize. 2. Your dog's brain lights up in the same regions as a human who feels empathy. In 2012, a research team in Hungary, led by Attila Andix, conducted a groundbreaking series of experiments using fMRI brain scanning technology on awake dogs. For the first time in scientific history, researchers were able to see exactly which regions of a dog's brain activated in response to human emotional sounds, including crying, laughing, and distressed vocalizations. The results were extraordinary. When dogs heard human crying, their brains showed significant activation in the same regions associated with emotional processing and social response, the same regions that light up in humans when they witness another person in distress. The same regions associated with what neuroscientists call affective empathy, the ability to feel what another individual is feeling rather than simply recognizing that they are feeling something. This is the critical distinction. Cognitive empathy is understanding that someone is upset. Affective empathy is actually feeling a version of their distress yourself. The brain scanning data suggested that dogs do not just recognize human crying as a signal that something is wrong. They appear to experience something functionally similar to the emotional state itself. When you cry, your dog does not just think, "Oh, my human seems sad." Something in their brain resonates with your distress. They feel the weight of it, not in the way you feel it, but in a way that is real, measurable, and neurologically documented. And if this is already changing how you see your dog, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. Every video on this channel is built around what the science actually says, not what we assume. What comes next is the part that most people find the hardest to fully process. 3. They choose you over everyone else in the room. In 2018, researchers at the University of London published a study that set out to answer a specific question. When a dog sees their owner in distress, do they respond differently than when they see a stranger in distress? And does the presence of other people in the room affect what the dog does? The study had owners and strangers take turns either humming quietly or pretending to cry in front of dogs. The results were clear and consistent. Dogs approached crying individuals significantly more than humming individuals, regardless of whether it was their owner or a stranger. But the quality of their response was measurably deeper and more sustained when it was their owner who was distressed. But here is the part that the researchers found most significant. When owners were crying in a room with other people present, dogs consistently bypassed everyone else and went directly to their owner. Not to the closest person, not to the person showing the most obvious distress, to their owner, specifically and deliberately to their owner. Your dog does not just respond to emotional distress as a general signal. They have a specific, targeted, owner-directed response that bypasses every other social cue in the environment. You are not just a human to them in that moment. You are the human, the one their entire system is calibrated to find and respond to when something is wrong. In a room full of people, you will always be the one they come to, because in their brain, there is no one else quite like you. 4. Their body physically tries to regulate yours. Here is where the science becomes genuinely extraordinary. When your dog presses their body against you while you are crying, they are not just offering comfort in a symbolic sense. They are doing something physiologically real and measurable. Research has consistently demonstrated that physical contact with a bonded dog produces measurable changes in human physiology. Cortisol levels drop, heart rate slows, blood pressure decreases. The parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system that counteracts the stress response, becomes more active. These are not small changes. They are significant, documented, reproducible physiological shifts that occur specifically in response to contact with a bonded animal. Your dog pressing their body against yours when you cry is not just a gesture. It is a biological intervention. Their warmth, their weight, their steady breathing against your body, all of it is triggering neurochemical responses in you that directly counteract the physiological state of distress. They are not just being there. They are actively, physically, neurochemically helping your body regulate itself back toward calm. And here is the part that makes it even more remarkable. Research has shown that this process is bidirectional. When a dog provides comfort to a distressed owner, their own cortisol levels drop simultaneously. They are not just helping you regulate. You are both in the process of regulating each other. Two nervous systems in conversation. Two bodies finding their way back to calm together. Your dog does not just sit with you when you cry. They heal you, measurably, neurochemically, in ways that no amount of kind words from another human can fully replicate. 5. They remember and they come back. This is the part I told you to stay for. And it is the one that most people find the most moving when they fully understand it. Dogs have episodic-like memory. The ability to encode and retrieve specific experiences, including the emotional context of those experiences. Research published in the journal Current Biology confirmed that dogs can recall specific past events and the emotional states associated with them with a reliability that surprised even the researchers who conducted the study. What this means for the moments when you have cried in front of your dog is this. They did not just respond in the moment and forget. They filed it. The experience of you being in distress, and them coming to you, and the outcome of that interaction, all of it was encoded in their memory, with its full emotional weight intact. This is why dogs become increasingly attuned to their owners over time. Why a dog who has lived with you for 5 years responds to your emotional states faster and more precisely than a dog who has lived with you for 5 months. Because they have been building a library. A detailed emotional map of you. Every time you have been sad, and they have come to you. Every time their presence has helped, and they have felt the shift in your body from distress toward calm. All of it stored. All of it informing how they respond to you the next time. Your dog remembers every time they have comforted you, every difficult night, every hard morning, every moment you sat on the floor and they came and pressed themselves against you and stayed. They remember all of it. And every memory made them more certain of what they needed to do the next time. They do not come to you when you cry because it is instinct. They come to you because they have come to you before, because it helped before, Because you are the person their entire emotional memory is built around. And because somewhere in all of those stored experiences of finding you in distress and staying until the distress passed, they learned something that most humans take a lifetime to figure out. That showing up is everything. That presence is the most powerful thing one living creature can offer another. That sometimes the only thing that needs to happen is for someone to come and stay. Your dog learned that about you a long time ago, and they have never forgotten it. The next time you cry and your dog comes to find you, you will know exactly what is happening inside their brain. The scent detection firing before your first tear falls. The empathy regions lighting up as your distress registers in their nervous system. The specific targeting of you above everyone else in the room. The physiological intervention of their body against yours. The memory encoding that will make them even faster, even more precise, even more certain the next time. Your dog is not just sweet. They are extraordinary. And they have been extraordinary for you in ways you never fully understood until right now. If this moved you today, share it with someone who has ever been comforted by their dog. Subscribe for more of what the science actually says about the animal who loves you more than you have ever fully understood. And drop a comment below, telling me about a time your dog came to you when you were upset. We read every single one.